Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sparky's Tech Corner, to the segment of MechAniTuesdays. Oh, well, MechAniTuesdays, excuse me. I am
Come on,
joined...
Sparky, it's your own show, get it right.
I've been in such a rush trying to get OBS to work and trying to get everything put together. To anybody who watches this, if you like the set of it, let me know. If you do, I'll keep it, I'll work on it, I'll polish it out.
Could you use a different phrasing than polish it out? It sounds very masturbatory.
Okay, I will make it better.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
That sounds better.
Okay. And, wow, we just dropped down to 2 watches. Oh, well. Anyways,
come on, dick jokes are supposed to get people's attention, not kick them away.
Well, I was figuring it was gonna walk. I guess it didn't. I guess we had some people's like, well, it's just running for the intro. Why stay and watch? But anyways, this week's episode, we're talking about Outlaw Star. Now, I've already been told by a couple of people that Outlaw Star is not a mech anime. Well, I beg your pardon. The XGP-15A2 is one hell of a fucking ship. And that is the only reason why this anime is on MechAniTuesdays.
Yeah, I second that motion.
I third it.
But anyways, to anyone who can remember when the show came out, oh god, how long ago was it?
2001.
Yep, 2001 on Toonami.
Yep.
That was... Oh, to put it, it was one of my favorite shows when it came out. Because it came out in the same time frame as Cowboy Bebop, Gundam Marine. I think Gundam Marine had been out for a while, and all the other animes that came out of Toonami. However, to anyone that's watched the show either in Japanese with English subs, or have watched it on the DVDs or the VHSs later, that wasn't dubbed by Toonami, you notice that there's a lot of changes in it. Particularly, you have one episode extra, and there's not as much, how would you say, censoring in the show. Because Toonami, they decided that it wouldn't be appropriate to show everything that the show had when it aired in Japan, which, for all intents and purposes, was probably a good thing for the time, especially for the channel it was being aired on.
Yeah.
But for any of the diehard fans, they know that that's not how the show was. Now, whenever I open this episode up, I put out the intro to the show. It was the Japanese intro of it, and I gotta say the music of this, both the intro and the 2 outros, very good. They're very, very.
Oh yes.
For me, music in anime kind of makes and breaks the show. If you got good music that draws them in, especially with intros, it really hooks an audience to watch it. And that was one of the things that hooked me onto Outlaw Star was the music.
I will have to agree with you on that one.
Agreed.
Because that music just screams space adventure.
Yes. I mean, in all actuality, the title of the show is Outlaw Star. But it's around it says next generation future pioneers, I believe is what it says. Yep. And it's kind of it's a good basis for the show, because when you start out, there is no overall plot. It kind of builds onto it, and that's one of the charming things I like about the show. Is when you start out, you don't have a set goal. You're just basically watching a nobody, Gene Starwind, and his little buddy Jim
Hawking.
Yep. You're basically just watching them on a good for nothing outcast planet, Tatooine, for the most part.
Yeah, backwater planet. I think they even call it that in the show, I believe.
Yeah. And basically, they have no plan.
They're just living out their day-to-day life.
Yeah. And from there on out, you kind of sense a grim premise to the show if you're coming into it thinking, oh my god. And it's like, it's kind of a letdown for the actual pilot episode at the start of it. But it gets interesting afterwards. Because you kind of get into the back character of Gene a little bit. He dreams of a bigger future. He dreams of the stars. However, he's kind of got a deep, dark secret from the stars. And that isn't really... You don't get into that till like episode 2, episode 3 of it. And basically what that is when he was younger, I want to say what? 10?
14.
Yeah, 14. He was in an accident on his father's spaceship. And
they were attacked by pirates.
Well, not only just pirates.
The one you're thinking of was hired by pirates. So.
Yes. But anyways, he got attacked and he got jettisoned, and he watched his father's ship blow up in front of him as he jettisoned in an escape capsule and basically was stranded for a long period of time until he was actually picked up. I can't remember how he was picked up or who he was picked up by.
I think he ended up crashing on planet. I think he crashed planet side eventually.
Yeah. And then basically grew up from that age on what was the name of the planet?
Sentinel 3.
Sentinel 3.
Yep.
You haven't seen this in any form or fashion, have you, Starwind?
Say what?
I said you haven't seen this at all, have you?
Nope. First time hearing about it. Wink.
Yeah.
I mean, if my avatar's last name doesn't give it away.
I mean, you're sounding like me last week with Bubblegum Crisis. It's like, no, I've never seen this show in any way, shape, or form.
Yep. It's my time to shine now.
I was trying to rush through this as fast as possible to watch it, and I think I was on episode 16, just rewatching it, trying to catch up on it. And I had to stop so I could set the stream up, and it took a lot longer to set the stream up because, hey, I decided I'm gonna do this on OBS this time. But anyways, going through and watching it brought back a lot of good memories and a lot of interesting tidbits that every time you rewatch a show, you pick up something else that you miss when you watch it the first time, second time, or even third time. And a lot of the timelines come together when you're watching it again. And that's why I found out this time, because I got to realizing, hey, I don't remember the timeline exactly the way I thought it was. Things started later or earlier than what I thought they did, since I haven't seen it in a while. And, I mean, let's go into the premise of the show. Basically, you're in I don't even want to say dystopian future. You're in a space future.
Yeah.
You can kind of say it's a mix between, you can say it's a mix between Cowboy Bebop and,
Trigun.
No, well, I wouldn't even say Trigun. Cowboy Bebop and, I would almost say Full Metal Alchemist. To a point.
Cowboy
because...
Alchemist?
Huh?
Cowboy Alchemist?
Full Metal Bebop?
Yeah. Yeah.
The show formerly known as Full Metal Bebop.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why I say that. Because the end premise of the show and stuff that happens within the show. Because as you're going through it, Gene meets up with a outlaw by the name of Helga. Or, if you go by Conan, Hot Ice Hilda.
Yep.
And she has a ship of her own called Horus. And Horus is one tanky motherfucker.
Yeah. Rip in peace, Horus.
Yeah. And Helga. Hilda. I want to say Helga. Why do I want to say Helga? Hilda.
Last I checked, Gene's not a football head. Just saying.
But anyways, he meets up with Hilda because Hilda hires him for a job. And the job is basically being hired as a bodyguard because of what Hilda did. What Hilda did was she stole two things from the pirate group called the K-Pirates. Well, the K-Pirates had something that was trying to go towards what was called the Galactic Ley Line. And
this universe's equivalent of the Eternal Dragon, basically.
Or,
grants
the gate.
Any wish.
The gate of knowledge.
Yeah.
That's the reason why that's the reason why I said it reminds me a little bit of Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay, I can see what you're referring to now.
But anyways, you run into Hilda. He basically in the end kidnaps you. And you're fighting pirates now. They just throw everything together within like a 5 to 10 minute span after the show starts, and it's a bone, nothing. There's nothing going on. All of a sudden, you're protecting Hilda, and you're escaping from pirates, and the chase scene is one of the most epics ever for a starting show. Because they're being chased by Tower Priests, which magic is a thing in this world. Only certain people
mana is very, very scarce.
Yes. Magic's a thing, and only certain people can use it. And it shows us how badass these fucking pirates are. It shows Gene Starwind in the back of a car trying to escape from these guys, shooting everything he's got. Grenade launchers, guns, everything like that. And then he reaches for a really unique weapon. And I've got...
I love that. I love that fucking Whoppet.
Yeah, I've got Gibson right now. And it's actually firing off right now in that episode. As well as speaking right now. And it's called Cast-A-Gun. And the Cast-A-Gun does exactly what it says. It casts magic. This freaking gun shoots fucking magic.
Well, I can kind of give a little backstory to that.
No, by all means.
Well, like Sparky said, it shoots spells. The problem is they're in a time period where mana, as it sounds, would be used for casting magic. However, due to the lack of mana, the casters had to come up with another way to do their spells. Case in point, the shells. I think in the entire show, they say there's 20. There's 20 different shells out there. And I think during the entire, 26 episode run?
26.
There's only like 10 shells ever shown. I'm trying to remember what they were. It was number 3, number 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 19. And then there's a show we don't actually get a name for. Because in show, he calls out, Jim, give me a number 9.
And the 9 is a dud.
No.
I thought it was
I think number 9. Number 9? No, 9's not the dud. Number 19. Number 19 was a dud. You literally see the gun spin up, getting ready to fire, and it just goes... And he goes, it's a dud! And he has to duck back under from actual machine gun fire.
Oops.
Yeah. It's the one time you see a dud. A dud shot.
But that is a rather nice touch that not everything works.
Yeah.
Oh no, they run into this all the time, especially for the XGP. It just breaks down constantly. They're constantly broke. They're constantly trying to scrape money. They're constantly trying to get by. I mean, they're
almost to the point of space hobos.
But there is something nice about it. It's like, I've got this super cool weapon. All right, hand me this piece of ammunition. And just have it go... And you're like, fuck me running.
Well, the thing is... Caster guns are relics. They're antiques. So nobody would carry the ammo.
Right.
And I think in 3 episodes specifically, Jim, the little short one, Jim, is running around in antique shops trying to find ammunition.
Now.
Yeah, it's kind of like in Mad Max the Road Warrior.
Yeah.
When Max is checking the shells for the shotgun and some of them crumble. It's one of those, sometimes they'll work, sometimes they won't.
Exactly. But during the entire 26 episode run, there is one episode that never saw the light of day until just this year, actually.
Well, to the light of day on Cartoon Network, Toonami Adult Swim, but it is available and was dubbed. And I've had it for a long time on my DVD collection set. And it's it's Trip to the Hot Springs. I can't remember the
Hot Springs Planet Tenray.
Yes. And there's actually it sucks that they cut it out from the show. Because there was a lot of plot there. There was a reason why they went to that planet.
And unfortunately, that was also an excuse to do an entire 30-minute episode of fan service.
Yeah. The reason why they went to that planet was to get more caster shells from the source.
3 wizards that were still technically alive. I use the word technically loosely. I want to say it was number 4, let me think. Number 4, number 9, and what was the last one? Shit. Because the 3 shells that they picked up.
They were some of the most powerful shells, but they drained the user's life force.
Yeah, basically it used your life energy as a catalyst. But it also basically summoned miniature black holes and one-banged the enemy.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, literally, when they got to the Galactic Ley Line in one episode, he shoots this gun, and the gun does something weird. It's like it's getting ready to fire something massive, and just this little ball of light that fires off from it, and it just kind of drifts over
maybe
to
about the size of a tennis ball.
And it just drifts just drifts over to the one of the K pirates. Like, is this really supposed to be all you can do? About that time, the thing blows up and sucks the pirate in. I mean, implodes the pirate as it's sucking it in.
And you can see the blood and the guts and all that good, all the like,
happiness.
These anime blood and gore just gets sucked right into it.
And then after it disappears, it zaps a little bit of Gene's life force.
The first one, I think it knocks him out the first time he does it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't knock him out.
It brings him to his knees.
Yes.
Yipes.
Yeah. This is like massive spoiler territory for all intents and purposes.
No, I'm not annoying you, Gina.
I was about to say, Gene D'Arc's getting a little annoyed at you.
I'm not annoying you. I got the wiki page pulled up, and it's off of the live stream page.
And I'm not ignoring anybody. Like I've already told the guys, I'm technically 4 shots in of a rough day, so I'm like not quite here fully anyway.
Nah, it's all right.
That's my my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Do it,
yeah. I know who you are. I know who you are. You don't have to worry about it. I know exactly who you are.
Who are they?
Oh, it's one of my... she's one of my old friends. I met her a long time ago.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
But no, it's...
But do you really?
I guess.
I'm going to go with maybe.
Maybe he's always solid and safe.
Yes.
Maybe.
You didn't remember me before.
I do now.
Sparky,
no.
What's the story?
Okay.
Anybody else want an ass whooping in the sky?
It's not really an ass whooping. I mistaked it for someone else because I thought it was somebody else. And it was on a live stream. It was a test stream I did for OBS. I think it was Sunday. It was Sunday morning.
Oh, is that the one I helped you with?
It wasn't that one.
Oh, no, it's Sunday morning. I'd have been at work. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you were my Aussie friend because your YouTube handle at the time and his YouTube handle at the time were similar. And I hadn't seen you in the chat that often until that one time, and I just completely blanked out. Again, I apologize for that. I'm sorry.
Just please wait to further berate him until after the stream, please.
Yeah.
But
that
anyways,
way, at least Starwind and I won't be witnesses.
Yeah. No witnesses.
I know nothing.
No, nothing. No.
But anyways, the caster gun is one of the most iconic weapons in Outlaw Star. I mean, you bring the word caster, everyone knows, hey, Outlaw Star, the avid fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to admit that's like one of the things that really stuck out with me was the caster.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a gun that does not get pulled out often, but when it gets pulled out, you know some shit's gonna happen. And there's actually there's an epic duel that happens between. You know what? I'll save that for later because I'm getting ahead of. We already got a little bit ahead of what we were doing.
We haven't even gotten into the character really much yet, so we got to do that.
Yeah, but going through, and they defeat the pirates, and they come across this girl that Hilda stole, and she is a advanced android, and her name's Melfina.
I was gonna say, I technically even think she's considered a bio android. I think the game anime even calls her that.
Yeah, a bio android. But she is actually the map and key to the galactic ley line, and the ship, which Hilda also stole, was you got 3 main powers in this world. You got Outlaws, you got Space Police, and you got the Pirate. Space Forces and the Pirates Guild. And basically, the ship that held us stole was a joint project between the Pirates and the Space Forces. And the way it is the Pirates came up with their own ways of combating in outer space. And also came into, it's basically their form and fashion of fighting, which was superior to everything else. And that's with the form of grappler ships.
Which you've probably been seeing in the little gifts that Sparky's been chucking up there.
Yep. The grappler ships are one of the most advanced ships in this world. However, they're limited in what they can do because they require superior computing power in order to really walk correctly. Pirates don't have that kind of technologies. The space forces do. So the Pirates and the Space Forces came together to be able to find the Galactic Line. They kind of came to a truce. They came together and they made this ship.
It's one of those you scratch my back, I scratch your scenario.
Yeah, and then got stolen by Hot Eyes Hilda. Anyways, and that ship is
fuck not.
The ship is called the XGP-15AT.
Yep.
Say that 5 times real fast.
No, I'm not.
I can do it, but I don't want to blow out people's eardrums.
But anyways,
I was gonna say when you started on that Three Forces in the Universe. I swear to God, I thought you were channeling Swanzo there for a minute. You started the same way he did.
Swan, really?
Yeah, but at least your translator doesn't screw up.
Oh God!
Swanzo. Yeah, you're welcome.
Fuck you too, Starwind. But anyways, why you gotta beat my ass for? Really?
I'll do it.
But anyways, they collect Malfina. They leave Sentinel 3, and then
By the way, in the original version was completely naked, but Toonami decided to draw clothes on her.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's very reminiscent of, what was her name? River from Firefly. The way that River was being transported and the way that she's being transported.
Actually,
in a suitcase?
Yeah.
Actually, there is a reason for that. There is a reason for that. If you've seen Firefly, it kind of follows the same storyline basis of Outlaw Star. Because... No. I think I've seen this once before. And let me just double check.
Our favorite good boy callers in the house.
Oh, yeah? Cadunt!
Hey, Cadunt! Wait, Cadunt? Are you trying to say you love Outlaw Star? I'm not feeling it, darling.
Yeah. There has actually been documentaries and things made up about Firefly, because Firefly is actually a ripoff of Outlaw Star. It was. And I believe the creators of it actually said it was because that's where they took inspiration for Firefly.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah, I could believe it too. I could see Nathan Fillion pulling live action Gene Starwind.
Yeah. But anyways, they leave Sentinel 3 and they went to Blue
Sentinel
Heaven.
3.
Yeah, they went to Blue Heaven
which is an outlaw hangout. Mm-hmm. Basically, kind of think of it as Mos Eisley on an asteroid.
Pretty much.
Wretched hive of scum and villainy.
And they stock up in supply to get information, all this other good stuff to prepare to go to the next destination, which was where the XGP was being held out. No, not Hayfon. Hayfon's
okay. Hayfon's later. Hayfon's later. Hold on.
Hayfon's later. You're skipping ahead, man. But it was an asteroid that was orbiting the sun. That's where Helda kept the XGP. And when they went to go attempt to collect the ship, they ended up getting attacked by both the K-Pirates and the McDougal brothers. And McDougal's...
The McGoogle? That was Google or Dougal?
McDougal.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure I was hearing you right.
Yeah, you were.
McDougal. And basically, Starwind, I'll let you say this because you have so much fun saying that line.
Which line?
Don't touch me there. You're not my father.
No. No, not that one.
I'm sorry. Which line are you thinking of?
Alright, when they were attacking them, and the final blow they did before they started pushing the asteroid into the sun.
Oh, you would have to ask me that.
Fire the Halcyon missile.
Yeah, Halcyon missiles!
It's like one big ass fucking nuclear missile. They launch it, they fire it, and he pretty much fucks them all because they're all caught in the sun's gravity. And they're trying everything to get out.
Yep. She smashed the like button and tweeted out the link.
Thank you. Thank you. We do appreciate that.
So I got one quick question for Kadun. Which one did you like better? Outlaw Star or Vandred?
Uh-oh.
Well, she's going to say Vandred because of fucking robots.
Robot fucking.
Yeah, robot fucking.
Yeah, you really can't go wrong with robot fucking. Unless you're watching like Sailor and the Seven Balls, in which case then that was just broken.
I think Outlaw Star holds a very special place in all of our hearts.
Yes, it does.
It does for me because it's one of my it was one of the Toonami block. It's one of the ones that caught me when I was young. So anything I watched when I was a little kid, around the ages of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
And it also played on Toonami's Midnight Run for anybody who remembers that back in the day.
Yep,
I didn't remember that.
And
I particularly. I was going to say, I particularly know it because that was the only anime I could get my late father to watch at the time. Because he loved the whole space western feel it had to it.
How are you trying to get Link? You're not going to get a Link.
I'll put it this way, Kadun. I have the opening song on an MP3 player I take to work with me.
Yeah, and actually, if you,
I figured you would.
Yeah, if you go back and rewatch the opening of the stream, I think after about 3 minutes, I played the intro to Outlaw Star.
Yes.
So, yeah, I play the opening to Outlaw Star in this. Through the Night is actually what the song's name is. Anyways, back on topic. After Ron and Harry completely fuck Hilda, Jean, Jim, and Malfina. And the pirates.
Basically because they got offered... They're basically bounty hunters. They work for the highest paycheck.
Yep. And everyone's trying to escape the gravity of the sun because, you know, who wouldn't? The XGP... the XGP breaks out its grapple arms, breaks out of the asteroid, and punches through and starts escaping the gravity. They try to rescue Hilda. Hilda abandons horse.
Yep.
And the pirates grab hold of him with a grapple link.
Basically a space hook. And the pirates are having it.
Yeah.
So you've got two pirates on the back of the ship, on the back of her line, and start chanting. Shall I do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Pagawa Santa, Pagawa Santa, Pagawa Santa, Pagawa Santa, Pagawa Santa.
And that's a chant for the magic. It's Pagawa Santa.
Yep.
And as they're trying to go up and try and get to the XGP to escape the sun's gravity, the line snaps. and they all fly back.
Well,
And Gene is kind of distraught because he's trying to figure out a way to go back to save Hilda, and there's nothing that they can do. And Hilda
the
pretty
ship
much,
even tells them that.
yeah, Hilda pretty much relinquishes herself. Okay, she's gonna die. And the female pilot that's has nothing. Is not gonna fucking have it at all.
It's Andros syndrome. If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
So she starts chaining herself. And about that time, Hilda latches onto her. Hilda latches onto her with a handcuff. And about that time,
a grapple hook, basically.
Yep. And about that time, relays a message to Gene to basically, I think, what was it?
Take care of them.
Yeah. Take care of the ship and all that other good stuff. Clenches down on her teeth and blows herself up.
Along with the pirates. Yeah, takes the last pirate with her. So basically, she had the equivalency of a missile in her teeth.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've heard of popping cyanide pills, but popping missile pills? Yeah.
Hey, if you're going to go, take
with a bang.
the bastards with you. I didn't want to go that cliche, but yeah.
Yeah. But then that's
you said that, I quoted Star Fox 64, so I don't know what you want.
Yep. And basically, that's
go down, I'm taking you with me.
Yeah, and that's where our show actually starts. Is after that point.
Yeah.
Because
and
now,
it's like what? 4 episodes, 5 episodes in?
That's, I think, around the beginning of episode 4 is when that happens. So now they're stuck with the mystery of the ship, the mystery of Melfina, and the hexagalactic ley line. And that's basically where it starts out. And throughout the show, you start getting information on stuff.
Yeah, basically you get thrown into a pre-existing world with no idea what the hell's going on. It's like, why is all this the way it is? And it's actually during, like, the opening bits of the show. You get a narrator who kind of tells you this bit of information and this bit of information that's usually relevant to the episode at hand.
Yep. And yes, Azo Clan. I kind of figured that's where your kitty D&D character came from.
Yeah.
Question,
Coconut Killer. Answer.
Since one of 3 of us is actually being notified of what's going on and isn't pitching much in other than Peanut Gallery, do we want Kadant in since this is one of her favorites?
Oh, sure. Why not?
You volunteer, Kadant?
Yeah, because I'm really I'm not really adding much, but Peanut Gallery age because, like I said in the beginning, I've only ever seen like 2 episodes of it, and I agree it does hold a special place.
I'm basically taking your spot from the last episode episode of Crisis.
We have
so
these.
If she wants,
I don't get it. I announce these like a couple weeks ahead, and nobody can watch episodes.
Yeah,
but no, I understand. Walking life sucks.
Yes, yes, I do.
I couldn't watch all of them.
I'm actually wearing a shirt right now that says, "Cleverly disguised as a responsible adult." That's the story of my life.
Yeah, that's about right. I'd have to agree with you. Looks like...
Hey,
Sparky, you're sharing that with everybody.
Yeah, anyone who's watching...
Oops. Give me a minute. I'll get everything brought back up. Well, that sucked. If you just give me a minute, I'll get everything brought back up. Get them back in.
Tell me if he ever meets me.
I hit the wrong button.
Yes. KG, if I was a betting man, I'd owe you money right now.
No shit, I was joking about that.
I hit the wrong button.
Oh, you're gonna love that bit then.
Oh. Okay then. Just an FYI, Sparky. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say we're kind of.
Yeah, it messed up.
Curse you, OBS.
Why have you betrayed me?
Yeah, you have betrayed my little trust. What the hell?
The fuck, man? But no, this I can say without a doubt this is one of the animes I watch like religiously, almost. Because when I was in college is when they first put out the first DVD box set of it, and it was something I bought immediately.
Yeah, Kadun's laughing her fucking ass off. Oops. Kadun, you got the link now, so.
Yeah, looks like she's still on Moonafest Destiny, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, Kadun, go ahead and tell them all the shit I fucked up on. They'll get a good laugh at it. Tell them if they want to watch a real yuck fest to come on over to Sparky's Tech Corner and watch me give.
Tech Corner. What happened? He suffered from technical difficulties. Isn't that kind of
I'm suffering from.
Corner.exe has crashed.
I'm suffering from Zach Drake and Shade issue. I hit the wrong button. No, I hit the button.
Sparky, which one of the two of us have been drinking today, dude?
Well, no, I mean, I completely forgot. That's one bad thing about doing OBS. As I'm just so used to going to the top and hitting the link button and bringing it down on the actual Hangouts to copy the link. I'm doing a screen capture of Hangouts, so I completely forgot it was going to show that. And then it's like, when you told me that, I realized it. Oh, fuck, exit out of it. Instead of exiting out of the link button, I exited out of Hangouts itself. Oops.
Yeah, might as well get back into character at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yes, once they make it to as they're making it towards Blue Heaven, they get a very large ship in their way. And I'm talking huge.
This is when they're trying to get to the asteroid.
Yeah, when they're trying to get to Blue Heaven.
No, they're leaving Blue Heaven.
No, they're leaving Blue Heaven because they're getting chased by pirates. That's right. Yeah, this very, very large ship.
Are we talking like Star Destroyer large or larger?
Yes, I was Star Destroyer. Well, half the size of a Star Destroyer. Okay. Because if you want to compare Horus, I'd say Horus is probably about the size of a Y-wing. He's a little bigger than a Y-wing, but
Y-wing is about 16 meters.
Yeah, so maybe a little bigger than a Y-wing.
Okay.
So you've got this ship half the size of a Star Destroyer, and the ship half the size of a Y-wing, or a little bigger than a Y-wing, and it's basically like a passing lane because there's only there's certain ways in and out through the asteroid field. And the big-ass ship is coming in while they're trying to leave.
Well, pirates on their ass.
Yes, with pirate fighters right on their heels. And this ship is called the Ota Hone Hone. It is a Kataro. Yes, thank you. It is a Kataro battleship. And the best way to think of Kataro are almost the way it sounds. Cat people. Very, very violent cat people.
So cats.
Yes. Because you can hear in the ship, the other Kataros are going, yeah, we're going to eat you. Rip your arms up.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty bloodthirsty. And we get introduced to a recurring character who shows up and proceeds to be a pain in everybody's ass. Aisha Clan.
And
basically,
yeah, that's about the time we kind of get into the other characters. So,
yeah. why I brought it up.
So, bitches.
And the perfect person to explain Aza Clan.
Yeah.
Just in time.
Okay, so you want to know about Asia Clan? She's Qatar. There you go. That's all you need to know. Not only is she Qatar, she's the best Qatar, and she's going to fucking get motherfucking her goddamn ship back. She's gonna find the fucking thing. She's gonna bring glory and honor to the Qatar clan. Like, no.
But she's gotta eat first.
Always. Oh, fuck yeah. You see, this bitch can eat. Well, and she starts off. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, considering, like, she starts off, like, you know, you don't really know much. You just hear all these rumors and stuff, like, you know, oh, she's Qatar, they're scary, and blah, blah, blah. Like, they're these monsters, beasts, and you never really get to see it too much until, like, later, like, it's not something that's really, like, shown immediately. And then once it's going...
They're really vicious.
Yeah, but but then she gets to go into motherfucking berserker mode.
Oh, yeah. Ain't that the truth? The episode, I believe, is Strongest Woman in the Universe. This is where you actually get to see how badass she actually is.
Mm-hmm. And it's
Are we talking like, what was her name? I can't remember her name from the Orville. I think she was a security chief. How she'd be like knocking down walls and shit like that.
This bitch can rip solid steel.
Yeah.
And do not piss her off when there's a full moon.
Oh no.
Basically, Qatar's as more advanced werewolves.
Yeah, they're feline-like kids. No.
Yeah.
So, like in the World of Darkness, there'd be more like the Bastet.
Yes.
Let me see if I can find the picture in question. Because I know there's always one picture I go to for when somebody asks about what Aisha can do.
Okay, so one of the things, though, that I always thought was kind of... because, again, it's an anime, but the thing with Outlaw Star that I thought was kind of funny was it's almost like a harem anime. Jean is surrounded, well, not surrounded, but Jean has these three, mostly two, because...
Mostly two, yeah.
Yeah, mostly two, because Malfina she's more just like a living AI doll. Yeah. But then there's Aisha Clan, and then there's, what's her fucking, the Twilight...
Twilight Suzuka.
Yes. But there's Suzuka, and she's one of the deadliest women in the world. Then there's Aisha Clan, who's another of the deadliest women in the world. And this is what Jean gets to... And he's the main draw as to why these women start following him. Because, like, he fucks up their plans in some way, shape, or form. And in doing so, he's also earned their respect. And they're like, you know what? We're gonna follow you for these other reasons, but we've grown like this respect. And if you really look into it, it's basically another kind of harem anime.
Yeah. Oh, KG, I did post the picture in group chat.
Okay.
This is what she looks like at her full power.
Waiting patiently.
If you give me a minute, I'm going to go ahead and put these pictures.
It's just the one, I believe.
Well, there's three pictures I'm going to put in.
Giant cat thing wearing a scarf and a bell at its neck?
Yes. You don't fuck with that.
Oh, fuck no.
Oh,
and actually, you know the teeny tiny kitty character that you guys thought was based? No, she was not. She's not based off of Aisha Clan. Actually, a different character, again, a Neko, that I created was based off of Aisha Clan because she could go like super strong berserker mode, which is what I fucking like. Yes.
That was your default. When in doubt, berserker mode.
Yeah, when in doubt, berserker mode.
Yeah. I added 3 pictures to the picture selection on the screen, so Actually, I'll add one more.
But yeah, Aisha is definitely not one to tripe with.
Interesting thing, if I remember reading correctly. Do you know why, when they give stats and so forth for characters, why they state blood type?
I used to know the reason for it. I used to.
They believed that if I remember reading correctly, blood type indicated your personality. So if you were in Japan and I was to say I'm a type O, then that would kind of give them an idea of what kind of personality type I was.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that is. I thought I remembered that. That's been years ago since I heard that.
Yeah, because I think I was reading something about like Dead or Alive, the video game.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of the reasons why they put the blood type there was so you can get, as you're playing the characters, you can kind of get an idea of what kind of person they were. I don't remember what the different blood types were. Like I said, it was something I read a while ago. But just a little bit of interesting. Yeah.
Well, it kind of goes with names and like hair colors and all that good stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
your color is, the better chance you have plot armor.
And also, I think I read somewhere that like even like certain hair colors indicates personality type. Like if you're a pink-haired, you're kind of an innocent, romantic. If you're green, you're an intellectual, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I haven't.
My randomness.
Yeah, I heard. You see a little bit. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're just now seeing that.
Yeah.
This is why you don't call her an animal. Yeah, and that's what she looks like fully transformed. You may think that's cute and innocent, but no, you do not fuck with that.
No, just that look on her face makes me go, no, bad times are about to happen.
Yes, because she only does that twice during the whole show. She tries it once first, but because Blue Heaven doesn't have a moon, since it's its own satellite, it doesn't have a moon, doesn't do anything. She literally just, poof, she just kind of fizzles out. Kind of like what Goku does if he's hungry.
I was going to say, so it's kind of like a Dragon Ball Z thing when the Saiyans go monkey.
Yeah, it's. I think the exact way she phrases it is her power increases during the phase of the moon.
Huh.
Yeah, and then Jean goes, Blue Heaven doesn't have a moon. And she looks up and goes, "You're right, it doesn't." He's like, "Idiot, now run!"
I mean, Asia is a badass, but they play her off as a really cool, bumbling character. She's comic relief.
She's consistently broke. Consistently. And she hobos around the universe trying to find them.
No, yes, she does because she failed the higher ups of the Katara. They decide like we're stripping you of your rank and your command, and she's like, this is all Gene Starwind's fault. I'm gonna go and find them. And well, actually, it was when they were on that one planet, and she was working in the casino. And that's when she found them, and she was the server. And she's like, it's because of you guys, it's all your fault. Pavon.
This is when they were starting the Galactic race.
And so she's like, I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna do the thing. We're gonna bring back glory to the Katarls because they don't mess with me in this way. Like I don't have to be working in a restaurant for scraps.
Yep. But you got Asia Clan. She's part of the crew. She later becomes part of the crew. You have Twilight Suzuka. She's part of the crew. And both Asia and Suzuka, they come and go, but they don't really stay until like the 15th, 16th episode, and then they really stay with Jean and Jim and Melfina. And
but like the whole time, it's go ahead.
Well, I was to say, because the whole reason Suzuka shows up is because they have to go deal with a friend of Jean's who happens to be a arms dealer, Fred Lowe. Fred Lowe is one of those characters that got heavily censored in the Cartoon Network Toonami block.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he is openly homosexual.
He gay.
He hits
on Jean consistently, and Jean doesn't like it. Because Jean is a womanizer.
That's very reminiscent to, God, what was it called? Have you ever seen the game Dungeon Fighters?
No.
God, I wish I knew what the name of the anime was. I've got it hidden somewhere. But you've got your fantasy characters. You also have a gunslinger character kind of thing. And one of the characters that keeps poking his head up is this cleric who, in one of the scenes, the main character is having this kind of oh shit moment of what might happen. And it shows him hunched over a little bit, the cleric behind him, and as he's thrusting forward, saying, "Open your love to me." And every time they interact with this character, it's this guy be gay, I be going and walking away now, but there's never been any proof that the character is actually gay. It's only been implied to.
That kind of works the same with Fred Lowe. It's implied he's gay, and even his bodyguards make reference to it to Jean.
He applies to it. He applies to it because he says he doesn't like women because, like Melfina, he completely dismisses them.
Yeah, I think when before they even introduce him, Melfina's like, "So who's this guy you got to go meet?" And Jim's like, "Oh, you don't have to worry. You're a girl." Yeah, and it's just this what, and then you meet him, and it's like,
ooh.
Yeah. And he's like Gene's best friend because he did a job for him one time and saved his ass. So he owes him, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then this assassin shows up with nothing more than a bokudo, a wooden sword, and proceeds to wreck shit.
Oh, there's a cool clip later on because she starts chasing after Jean. She cuts a freaking delivery truck in half.
From the bumper to bumper.
Holy shit.
Without even blinking. She just... with a wooden sword.
Mm-hmm. This is how deadly she is. She's just she's stupidly strong, stupidly powerful, just like with Aisha, you know? Like, these are two...
She doesn't.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those things where... the fact that Jean winds up besting both of these women in some way, shape, or form, speaks a lot about him. Again, some way, shape, or form, not necessarily like hand-to-hand combat.
Sheer dumb luck with Suzuka. Because basically what ends up happening is Suzuka has a contract out on Fred. Somebody hired her to kill him. Jean's like, all right, if I beat you, you have to kill me first before you can kill Fred. And this ends up happening while Suzuka is trying to hold her kimono together because they had to race to her sword that got knocked out of her hand. Jean grabs her wrap, spins her around, knocks her to the ground, basically almost completely naked.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, and the one thing they don't show during that is he sniffs the wrap. Never shows up in the Cartoon Network version.
Of course not.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just a quick FYI, I did the name of that anime was Slap Up Party or Ared Senki. It's a funny show. Just throw that out there.
All right.
Dungeon Fighter Online?
Huh? Yeah, that's what it's based off of.
Yeah. Alright, thank you. Stop party. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's Twilight Suzuka, that's Fred Lowe. There's another character that you won't really think's a character, but he is. And that is Gilliam 2.
The ship's AI.
Oh, Gilliam!
Yep.
The dry-witted AI unit.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Tyro.
Oh my god, I can match that! And considering what Gilliam's in, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a cricket in it. Well, no, because Gilliam has this like AI unit, just kind of like gear, like a gauge and stuff talking. But when he's roaming around the ship, he's about the size of a gachapon. He's about the size of like a hand-sized gachapon.
You know what? All Tyro has to do is lower the pitch of his voice down just a little bit and speak more monotone. And yes, it's a perfect match.
Yeah. Dude, you know what though? Okay, so with Gilliam's little thing that pops down when he's talking and he's traveling through the ship or whatever, it's imagine if a 10-gay egg had Tyro's voice.
And it was pink.
And it was pink.
Well, Jim painted one differently. And that one that he paints differently is the one that accompanies Jim all over the place. Because he can actually leave the ship in one of these things. He can split himself up into, different... He can control all of them at the same time. So basically, whenever they leave the ship, this pink one goes for Jim. And I think... Starwind will be back in a bit.
Oh, okay.
I think he's having computer issues too. There he is.
And he's back.
So that Starwind guy, I fucking hate him.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Now
that guy.
Now, let's speak about Jim a little bit.
There's a picture of Gilliam for you, KJ, just to kind of give you an idea of what we're talking about.
All right.
All right. So, well, before we speak about Jim, because I am female and therefore shipping is a thing for me. Let's go into what we know about the ages of each of these individuals.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah. Because shipping is a thing for me. But we'll start with Jim's age because Jim is this
11
tech mechanic genius at 10 years old. He's 10,
11.
right? 11. So at 11 years old, he's already like this tech mechanic genius.
Yeah.
Who's more of an adult than Gene, who I believe Gene was...
He's 20.
Was 20? Okay, I wasn't sure if he was 20 or 21.
Yeah, Jim's the brains of the operation. Gene's the muscle.
Yep.
So it's like Master Blaster from Thunderdome?
More or less.
You can tell this from every episode.
Okay.
Because Jim's the one with the big we have to do this calculated. We have to do this way. And Gene's like, fuck it, give me a gun. I'm going in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's basically how it goes. And they consistently butt heads.
Yep. Because Jim's the one who tries to think things through, and they really both care a lot about each other.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. Like, and neither of them, of course, want to admit it.
No, both of them are too prideful to admit it.
Mm-hmm. And it's such a good dynamic, though. Like, it's such a good, like, obviously, and I have a baby sister, so who tries to act like she's more of the adult. I'm like, but I'm the actual adult. Like, you had to borrow my ID to go to a club before. Like,
yeah.
So it's such a really good dynamic, and it shows that they're really like Sydney.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love the fact that like at the end of the series, like it showed that they were both still. Ow! I'm sorry. There's a cat, and it's kneading my titty.
You had my sympathy at there's a cat.
Yeah, that's all you had to say.
What's that?
Hold on, here. Let me just show you what he
I can hear it.
Yeah, you could hear him. Oh,
there he is.
Because he was on me and he was just clawing at my pity. Oh God! All right. Nope. Okay. Go ahead, my stuff.
Yeah, there. I was gonna say in KG, there's what Gilliam looks like when he's the actual AI in the ship.
Okay.
And that's what he's like around the ship. There's
So
like millions.
He's kind of like a Haro in a way.
Yeah. But there's like thousands of them.
Mm-hmm.
They can all do stuff in the ship because it's zero G.
They're basically the maintenance walkers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's like having a bunch of teeny, like little gyms working around, little robot gyms, which helps Jim not have to stress as much about so many things.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's also a really good dynamic too. And they give Gilliam, they do give him a snarky personality at times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they give him a really good personality. I love it because like he almost has more personality than Melfina.
Yeah.
Yeah, Melfina is Melfina later on in the show is referred to as Maiden of the Leyline. And basically the pirates, I believe they recreated her as a bio-android because her actual self is the Maiden of the Leyline. And
basically she's like the reincarnation of the Eternal Dragon, basically. She grants the wish of whatever they want.
Okay.
Yep.
All right,
and,
that makes sense.
And they really make her past a real secret until they get to the ley line. The only thing they know up until the point till they actually go to the ley line is she has something to do with it, and she's connected to the ship, and the ship's connected to it in some way, shape, or form.
Because she has to, as Gilliam says, get ready, which is basically get into a giant cryo tube and be butt naked.
Yeah, and that's
you have my attention at butt naked. Anyway. What's that?
Depending on which version you watch, anyway.
Yeah, true.
Well, let's watch the real ones where there's nakedness.
Well, either way, her arms are crossed, and the capsule doesn't show all the way to show the lower bits. So.
Yep.
Very reminiscent of many shows where it's like, that's awfully strategic.
Yeah. It's like they planned it that way.
I know, right?
Well, I mean, look at all the shows that have female characters that interact with ships in some way or forms. You got Outlaw Star, you got, what was the other one? Starts with an F. I know you know what it's done. Because I know Tyro and was talking about it.
Fuck.
No, it's where the girls' suits have handles on the butt. And
oh yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I mean, you just gotta look at the way some of these shows integrate female characters into
fan service.
Yeah,
a
lot of fan service.
Now that we've got the majority of the characters out of the way, there is that episode I do want to discuss a little bit.
Okay.
Hot Springs Planet Tenray, the third to last episode in the entire show. Now, up until that point, there's been Melfina in the tube, a little bit of fan service, nothing big.
Hey, anti-hero.
The episode is devoted to them going to a hot springs planet.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got all the female characters running around in bikinis, the whole 9 yards. And you've got this 1K pirate who is a fucking moron.
I think moron's a little too gratifying for him.
Vega. He looks like Vega with a Hanya mask.
Yeah.
He's got the claws, he's got everything. You see him on this train doing the weird, stupid, that weird kind of staggered motion, and he fucks up every single time.
They actually have a part. No, actually, they do bring homage to Team Rocket in that, because it does show him blasting off, I think, once.
Yeah, near the end.
Yeah, just the way that you're saying that, did he keep fucking up and stuff? I'm
it's one guy. That's what
Team Rocket?
So bad. It's so bad. It's one guy though.
And they never notice.
Nothing on them.
They never notice.
Yeah, they never know he's even there. It's like he's getting ready to assassinate them on the train, and it's like the train conductor's like, experience our hot springs as we dump 10,000 gallons of water into the train. And he just looks and gets thrown out the back as the water pushes him out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Wasn't Jim like the only one who had even noticed?
I don't think he didn't. He didn't either.
No?
He noticed something, but never seen him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, think about it. Gene's already been kind of established as this womanizer. A pervert, basically. And he's nowhere to be seen.
Well, no, that's because, Gene had to go. Gene traveled all through the snowy mountain to find the secret hot springs of the people who, one of the people who created the bullets. Yeah.
The casters, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I knew the names off the top of my head.
Now, before we get to the Wizards and them making the bullets, there's another part in this where they kind of show off Asia as a badass.
Oh, yeah. The entire episode, the two women are complaining about, this isn't practical, this is not what it's supposed to be, this is Suzuka. Aisha's complaining it's too hot, not hot enough.
Yep.
Like, several hot springs they go to, Suzuka's like, this isn't the way it's supposed to be, you cannot relax like this, and Aisha's just bitching it's too cold. Aisha does find a spot to heat up.
Mm-hmm.
In boiling hot lava.
Yep.
Gene stumbles upon this completely. Yeah. It's like, this is the life. And Gene stumbles upon this completely by accident. He's like, Aisha, what are you? And he gets cut short as Aisha's front and center is being revealed. And he promptly falls in.
Yep.
Okay.
And I believe the exact phrase she says is, talk about men with no control.
Speaking of control, are you reading this from Auntie there, Sparky? Tell Kadunch she is properly owned.
Oh, is he laying? He's laying his claim on me right now in the chat.
It seems that way.
I hate to cut you off at the pass here, Auntie, but I met her and saw her first, so if anyone gets to throw down, it's yours truly here.
Oh, wow.
KG's been grandfathered in.
Yeah, we've broken bread, so we've actually had dinner together and so forth. So hate to tell you this, buddy, but you're sucking hind tit. I called dibs already.
What's the phrase? A day late and a dollar short?
Exactly. So I have to kill how many people? You just keep dreaming, buddy. You just keep dreaming.
But yeah, that entire episode is just dedicated to fan service.
Oh, and then, yeah, it is.
The two male wizards will give Gene like the two most powerful caster shells they can.
Mm-hmm.
They have to take dirty pictures of the only female.
Mm-hmm.
After Gene beats her in a ping pong contest, which is not what you're expecting, they just have this little back and forth about it.
So what? These guys are like suddenly Master Roshi?
Yeah.
No, they really are, though.
One of them is like Roshi old, but the other one isn't. It's like almost like Gene's age.
Okay.
But all they want is to see her nude.
Well, okay then.
They will give him anything in order to get a shot of her naked. So he beats her at ping pong. He hands her the video recorder. She walks off into another room. It's what, like 30 minutes later, it's assumed. Mm-hmm. She comes out blushing with almost no clothes on, hands him the video, takes it back to him, and the two guys are like starting to bleed from the nose, and he puts his hand out, he wants his shells. He only gets 2. She gives him 2 as well, so he gets 4 shells out of this. The very end of it is they're getting ready to watch this. Gene's sitting there rubbing the back of his head. He's like, so can I join? So they watch this. It's basically what you'd expect. Nothing gets shot. Gene notices a timer in the corner. He's like, what's that timer doing there? They don't pay attention to it. At the very end of it, it starts counting down like the last 5 seconds. She's like, did you really watch all the way here? You 3 are so stupid. She counts down. It blows up, taking the entire temple they're in with it. I believe the conversation goes as this. Bitch, what an attitude. The old man's like, oh, but I got to see Ert naked. Now I can die content. They all 3 pass out. Yep. Yeah, it's like you go this serious route the entire anime up until this point. One episode, they just completely cut loose.
Who's all on? Sparky, Kadun, myself, KillrGruve, and Starwind.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the other characters, because some of the other ones do play a very big part into the show, like the McDougal brothers. Well,
and the K-Pirates.
Yeah, the K-Pirates.
The McDougal brothers, man.
Harry and Ron.
Launch the Halcyon missiles. Yeah, Halcyon.
Basically, to put the two together, you have Harry McDougal, which is the youngest of the 2 brothers. He is very short-sighted, high-tempered, and kind of on the crazy side.
Only kind of?
Well, he's batshit insane.
Yeah, he's completely insane.
Near the end of it, he gets a robot body and he just goes completely back.
Well, technically, he is already somewhat of a cyborg when Gene first meets him, because he's able to interact with the ship.
But near the end, well, he's only got, I think he's a bio android, but he gets like this battle body basically near the end of it. He gets like super buff and super tanky.
And I actually kind of like his redemption arc because, like, in the end of it, because it's almost like he really does give a damn about Melfina.
Well, because they're one and the same.
Yeah. Or at least in his mind they are.
They're both bioandroids, so.
Yep.
That's, yeah.
Now, he goes for a redemption arc, but he kind of suspects what's going to happen and then downloads his personality into the Eldorado's main computer. He basically does a Tetsuo from Galaxy Express 999 and the Holoc Saga.
Koichiro Oyama.
But his redemption, it's not recorded. So basically, when he saves himself, that's before he goes for his redemption path. So he's still around. He's dead in the physical aspect.
Yeah. But he's on in the AI aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically becomes almost like a new Gilliam.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the Eldorado's Gilliam.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as you progress through, he constantly is getting, what would you say, upgrades?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because
he's fairly human at the very beginning, but later on he kind of loses that.
Harry's one of those ones that he just will not die. I mean,
he's
all
also
aspects.
One of those ones that, for me, I just couldn't hate him.
He was one of those lovable villains.
Yeah, like I didn't, mind you, I was just like, oh god, you're so annoying, you're so stupid in the beginning. But then, like, as the episodes progressed, and especially when it got to the end, I'm like, no way, but I really liked you now, Harry. You're good to me. Like, you work. That works so well for me. Yeah.
During Gene was even told a caster shell wouldn't kill him at the very end. Mm-hmm. You'd be wasting ammunition.
Well, that's what.
And killing himself faster too, because that was the drawback of like the really strong caster shells was the fact that they sucked a bit of his life.
Yep. Number 3, number 4, number 9 were the 3 life draining ones. Because the comment was, I have more stamina than that, old man.
Do me a favor. Just say suck a little bit one more time for me.
Suck a little bit one more time for me.
That's close enough for government work. Thank you.
And then we got Ron.
The older brother?
Yes, Ron McDougal is the older one. He is more cunning, he's more calculating, and more devious.
He's also beefier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he's
also got his hand into the Space Federation's pockets.
Yep. He is the second person you see in that show with a caster gun.
He's the only other one you see with a caster.
Yeah, there's only ever been 2. It was Gene Starwind and Ron McDougal.
That they show.
Ron McDougal's caster was a staff.
Mm-hmm.
His was a staff, while Gene's was a gun.
And I can't remember what episode it was, but they had big showdown between the McDougals and the Outlaw Star.
The 3 of them. Well, I was going to say, because it happens in the space race. I think they have a little scrap before the ley line.
No, it's I'm talking about the scrapping.
Are you talking about on the get?
Yeah, I'm talking about when they're all together on the planet. I'm not talking about the dogfight that they had, because really Ron wasn't part of that one. It was Harry and the 2 other crew members, because there was actually 2 Underwaters.
Yeah. But no, there's a big scuff, like Sparky said. It's Gene, Aisha, and Suzuka against Ron and 2 Space Federation attack dogs, basically.
I think 3.
No, it's 2. This was a 3v3.
All right. And while this is going on, I think Harry is trying to
hack and to get to Melfina.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He basically, like, the way that it played out, too, in that episode, was like Harry was basically, like, cyber raping her.
Attempting to, yes.
Yeah. Basically, in all aspects of when he's doing that, from the first time he did it to the second time, even up to the 3rd time he wasn't. He actually had a conversation with her, and then the 4th time was when they were in the ley line.
Right.
Yeah.
It was basically saying, I can't help you, but I can help you wake up.
Mm-hmm.
So you had them, and then you had the cantankerous old man, Gwen Con. Which
speak like Yoda a little bit.
Oh my god, no, he spoke worse than Yoda. He spoke in riddles and repeated himself all the time. But he was one of the developers of the XGP, wasn't he?
And Melfina.
Yeah, he's one of the scientists that made them.
He was so fucking creepy.
Yes.
I'm just glad he got what he had coming to him. That's all I can say.
Right.
And then you got the K-Pirates, and you can go through all of them if you want, but really, they all pretty much have minute roles. You only see them once. If you want to,
you have your like bog grunts, but then you have your Tau Masters, which are your magic users. Then you have the ones that are called the Onten 7, which is basically Hazanko, the leader of the K-Pirate Guild. His 7 assassins.
And Hazanko... Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and I remember one of the big things about Suzuka's character art was the fact that one of the K-Pirates just so happened to have been, like, one of the same, he was a mentor to her or something like that? Or they were both mentored by the same person. No, they were mentored by the same person, yeah.
You don't find that out in the actual anime. They had a manga that came out.
No, you do.
No, you find that out.
When they're in the ley line.
Yeah, you find that out in the ley line because he's wearing a mask.
Well, it's actually Tau magic that makes him look like her. Because normally he's just a big old guy in like robes and a bag over his head.
Well, yeah, and it's later discussed that the reason why she is on a bloodlust assassination path is basically her end goal is to kill this man.
Yeah, because he killed her master and her entire family.
Yes, and it's revealed in that episode. I mean, it's not something that is a story arc. It's all revealed right there in that episode. And I think it's
just told in passing, basically.
Yeah, it's like episode 25 or 26 that happens.
It's like the second to last or last episode.
Yeah. But Hozonko, you hear him a lot. You don't really see him in passing, but you hear him a lot, about him a lot. You don't really come in contact with him until you get into Leyline. And it ends up being a all to the death duel in the Leyline between Hozonko and Jean. And basically in the end, the way it's explained in the show, the final attack actually kills all of them.
Yeah.
They actually die.
Yeah.
But Malfina and the Leyline brings them back.
Nope. He's denied.
And they have one final duel in the grappler ships. And I gotta say, it is a epic battle.
Like the last 5 or 6 minutes of that fight, it's like some of the best grappler ship in the entire game or movie, anime, right. Whatever.
Show.
So I gotta ask Sparky this because he'll definitely know the reference. Is the ending fight there as good as the last episode of Iron Blooded?
Not even close.
Not even close.
No, I mean it's it's just basic. I mean, it's a fight between the two grappler ships, but the grappler ships kind of embody the personalities of both Jean and Hozonko. And you can think of that last fight kind of like the last fight in Gurren Lagann.
Okay.
It's sort of the same kind of fight. But as far as, most epicness, no, it doesn't come close to Iron Blooded Orphans. Not even by a long shot.
All right.
I don't think no show is going to come close to that one.
No, they're going to have to try real freaking hard to get that level of oh my godness.
But after that, the show ends. And they go to a cutscene when they're back at Sentinel.
Jean finally coming out of prison 2 years later.
No, it wasn't 2 years. It was 2 weeks. Yeah, no, it was 2 weeks.
No, it was 2 weeks. Okay.
They messed up.
Buzzed haircut.
Yeah, they messed up the timeline because when they first originally dubbed it, it was 2 years. But the Japanese text and subs, it's 2 weeks. Because what it was is once they got done the Leyline, they went back to Sentinel 3. And because of the reckless blast-off being chased from pirates, when they left Sentinel 3 back in episode 5 or 6, destroyed the spaceport, that's where he got arrested for. And it was 2 weeks, he got bailed out. And basically, Asia and Suzuka go their own way. And Malfina, Jim, and Jean take off an Outlaw Star to go to a new adventure.
Yeah. And then,
but if you watch the show, the final episode, all the way through on the DVD version, I don't know about any other version, but if you watch it all the way through, you get past the end credits, the Outlaw Star is broken down in space. And they have a space mechanic come out to do the repairs. And then they get ready to take off, and when they get back into the cabin, there's Asia and Suzuka deciding, hey, we're going to tag along.
Yep.
Asia is because Jean owes her money, supposedly, and Suzuka's reasoning is she's already been to all these places, but she wants to see what will happen when Jean visits them, because something always exciting happens.
And they actually had ideas for a continuation on that show, and it was actually greenlit, but it got canceled. And it wasn't going to be Outlaw Star, it's going to be the next generation.
Outlaw Star, Sword of Wind. It was going to be an OVA.
Yeah. but it never happened. But I think the manga kind of continues on from that, doesn't it?
I think so. But and the weird thing is, the whole premise of like this new frontier is because a meteorite crash lands in China that is discovered to be able to fuel starships. I do not know why they named it this, but they named it number 149 in the Pokedex.
Dragonite?
Yep. To this day, I have never known why they've named it Dragonite.
Well, I know, meteorite, that sort of thing. And this may sound very, very racist, but I know in a lot of shows and stuff like that, the Chinese people have been affiliated with dragons.
Yes.
So that's just me shooting from the hip.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, but it's also like this anime came out like 3 years. Let me think here. 96 in Japan. So yeah, it'd have been just about the same time Pokemon was coming out, so it was probably just a huge coincidence.
Entirely possible.
But I still find it amusing the thought of them shoving Dragonites into engines. I don't know why that amuses me so greatly, but it does.
Yeah, they have
to evolve something to do it.
Yeah, they actually have an episode where they go deep diving on a planet like Neptune to find a sunken ship.
Moon of Neptune. God, what is that fucking... I know which episode. I'm trying to remember what the fuck it's called.
Yeah, but they actually go to find a lost ship full of nothing but Dragonite, and I think they end up coming
15 tons of it.
They end up coming across a monster of some sort?
Demon of the Water Planet. That's what the episode was called.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Basically, you've got an old man pirate who literally looks like a pirate. Eye patch, the whole shebang. And he gets attacked by these... they look like giant mutated armored shrimp.
He has a Captain Aham personality.
Yes. He's got the white whale syndrome. Only it's the blue dragon.
Okay.
And here's the thing about the whole Dragonite thing. Like all these are their like if you think of names of certain stones and stuff like hematite and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And dragons are a big thing in Eastern culture, especially, and considering like all the different references to that culture that's in this show,
108 Suns, the whole shebang, yeah.
Mm-hmm, even the pirates.
Yep. There's a picture of it for you, KG, what it looks like.
All right.
But like it would make sense to me that they would name it something like that.
Yeah. I mean, come on. The gemstone Tanzanite. Guess where that comes from?
Tanzania.
Exactly.
Oh, and Sparky, the planet that it's not Neptune, it's Aphon 7.
Aphon 7?
Yeah, but it's basically like Neptune.
Yeah, I knew it was a Neptune-like planet. It was a gas giant that was liquid.
Yeah.
Dragonite also looks a lot like...
it looks like clams.
Or even opaque amethyst.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they go for 15 tons of it.
And the stuff is actually very valuable. It's like one of the most valuable substances in space.
Yeah.
They make a big deal about it.
Yeah, but at the end of that episode, it comes to find out
it was low grade.
Low grade. So basically, all it did was cover the expenses of getting it in the first place and all the damage and stuff they took.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Because poor Aisha's like, "Are we rich? How much profit did we make?" And Jim's like, 0.
Yep.
And she gets a massive shit fit about it. Then Jim starts showing her all the repairs, the restock, keeping Starwind and Hawking Enterprises going. And this is
Tyro, how's it going? Sorry.
Yes.
Tyro. Oh, hi, Gilliam.
Yes, Tyro, you have been dubbed Gilliam too. Because the way you sound and the way you talk and the way you actually look at analyze things, if your voice was just a little bit lower pitched and a little bit more monotone, you could pass for Gilliam too.
Yeah.
I got to admit, every time you guys say Gilliam, I think Gilligan.
He's not beating him with his hat, KG.
I know. It's like every time you say Gilliam, I think Gilligan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so would that make Starwind Skipper?
Yes, that would make Gene Skipper.
Yeah. Which
but
would Jim would be
the professor.
Ginger.
But you're starting to see where my thought process is going here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Melfina's Marianne.
Of course.
Yeah, I can see where this is going.
Yeah.
I do have to agree with Tyro. The Wild West trio of 90s anime with Bebop and Trigun.
Actually, Tyro, if you're not doing anything right now, I sent you a link. I'm actually real curious to hear your aspects of the show, because we pretty much done with our basic premise of the show.
And KG hasn't seen it, so this was a teach this guy
why you should see anime. We suggest.
This was Starwind's time to shine.
Yep.
Yeah. We
I was KG for this episode, basically.
Don't get used to it. It's not going to happen very often.
just wait till we get into the Gundam saga. Once we get into the Gundam franchise, we'll all go sign, especially when it gets to the different versions of it.
Oh yeah,
it's all getting thrown down then.
But no, you got a link, Tyro. I'm actually well interested to hear your viewpoint of it. So, I mean, I can't really think of nothing else to put onto it. Tyro does have a point. It could be considered one of the Wild West trio of Cowboy Bebop and Trigun.
Yes, definitely. Because Bebop was the very film noir 90s space opera. Trigun was the very wacky cowboys anime and
Space Western.
Yeah, Space Western. And Outlaw Star just kind of sits there in the middle.
And I really think Outlaw Star was outshined by both Trigun and Cowboy Bebop. I don't think it really got the recognition it deserved.
Yeah.
Because if you look now...
Because at this time, it was on Toonami with stuff like Cowboy Bebop, Inuyasha, Trigun, Gundam Wing, Dragon Ball Z. All the big hits of the 90s were like right there. And Outlaw Star just kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit.
Well, the only... honestly, I didn't know Outlaw Star was on Toonami's main time slot. I knew it was on their, like, after hours, like their after dark, their
midnight run.
Their midnight run, like their almost like their adult swim.
It wasn't on the daytime version of it. It was on the night time slot.
The midnight run is what it was called. It was the predecessor to Adult Swim, basically.
Yeah, but it was faced. It was in like pretty much Cowboy Bebop was the owner of that. There was no way Outlaw Star could have compared to Cowboy Bebop like during that time, because it was good. Yeah. It was amazing, but Cowboy Bebop is just so iconic.
It's
like
Cowboy
I can
Bebop.
if I play Tank right now to almost anybody, they'll be like, yeah, I think I know this.
I love that saxophone solo.
You guys want to know about how influential Cowboy Bebop's music and everything was and is to me? When I walked to the pastor with my wedding, when I was getting married to Ishtar, it was done to Tank.
Nice.
So yeah,
but you got Tank. Well, it's actually, I think it's called Tanky, because I think it has.
It's actually Tank with 2 exclamation marks.
That's right. But you got Tank. You got New Folk Blues. A couple other ones.
You got a lot.
Yeah. Hell, just
Seatbelts
using the
and
background
Yoko Kanno.
Yeah, Yoko Kanno also did Escaflowne.
I loved Escaflowne.
Macross Plus.
Yeah. She also did Stand Alone Complex.
Yep. Ghost in the Shell. You okay over there, Kadeth?
It's such good. You guys have no idea. Like, it's the music of these things. Like, with Macross Plus,
Yep.
you know,
Voices.
I can still, like, if I stop and I think about it, I know all the lyrics to that song. Still to this day.
Information High, Borderlines. I mean, just so much music.
Yeah.
What can you say about it?
Compared to all the other Robotech versions, Macross's, they had very J-pop tune sounds and rhythms to them, like the first Macross and Macross 2. But Macross Plus kind of dug down and put a actual fine point to the type of music that was in that series.
Yeah, Sharon Apple was even more so than the other Macross sagas and everything. When you think about it, Macross Plus was about music.
All of the Robotechs, all the Macrosses, they had music interwove into the story in some way, form, shape, or fashion.
Yeah, but when you look at Sharon Apple, she was a true character, more so than Min-May, because she took over the SDF-1. So much she did was music based with the whole hypnotism, and I know I'm getting into spoiler territory, but even more so, she weaponized her music.
Yep. And basically, if you watch that series, music was meant to, as a defense, that the Earth, or UN Spacey, used against the Zentradi, and later on Marduk. But Sharon Apple actually did the opposite with it.
Yeah. I mean, she was taking people over with it.
But the two things that got me with Outlaw Star was music and artwork, because I'm not talking about. Yeah, I'm not talking about artwork of the actual show. I'm talking about artwork that's featured in like the opening, the storytelling, and mainly the ending parts. The ending.
I have the
credits.
songs. I have those songs playing through my head, and I can see the one where it's the blue, in the blue, and then the one that's in like that light red.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite pink, but it's not quite red, you know.
It's almost it almost kind of binges on orange a little bit. Like a peachy orange color.
Yeah, when you see the artwork of that, especially the ending artwork, it kind of makes you think of an old science fiction novel made way back into the old days. It has that old antique look, old antique space themed look.
There's a word for that, Sparky. It's called vintage.
Well, vintage look.
Yeah, and Loki, you're right. We actually made a comment like that earlier, that Outlaw Star does have a lot of Firefly feel to it.
Actually, there's a lot of talk that's been going on that Firefly was a direct ripoff from Outlaw Star, because Outlaw Star came out before Firefly, and the storyline, the premise, and everything of it is alongside, side by side, the same.
Oh, I don't know. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Tyro.
I would not say that Firefly is a ripoff of Outlaw Star. I think there's enough difference there. Outlaw Star is very strong coming-of-age story. Firefly is not a coming-of-age story, for the most part. I mean, you got Summer Glou's character, but Mal is a very established male figure already when the story starts. It is not about him becoming an adult. He already has his values that he applies very consistently. Whereas Gene Starwind is still feeling his way out through things.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about I'm talking about like base premise story, not really story of the character, but I mean story in general.
Well, there's a lot of
there's differences in
space or mercenary in space stories. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, have you guys already talked about comparisons with Cowboy Bebop and Trigun yet?
No, we haven't talked about comparisons of the two. We talked about that they came out in the same block and it came out around the same time. And there's some similarities between Bebop and Outlaw Star. We haven't really gone into major parts of that with Bebop and Trigun. So if you want to go into that, you're more than glad to.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I've always viewed the three, because they came out around the same time. I always viewed them as the Wild West trio, is the way I thought of it. Whereas you had, and each one focused on a different aspect of the Wild West. Trigun, of course, was the most direct ripoff of a Western. Like, it's aesthetic, it's on a desert planet, and so on. You know, it's a space sci-fi, and it's planet-bound. So it's got a very direct homage to the spaghetti Westerns right there. You know, you have Terrence Hill and Bud Spencer right there, comedy aspects there. Cowboy Bebop and Outlaw Star chose to go more for the spacefaring part as their adventure and exploration. So Cowboy Bebop limited within the solar system and focused on the bounty hunter style of like going after the bad guy, you know, and here's the kind of unexplored, you know, the loose relationship with the cops, but it had a very.
I kind of handled it like Cowboy Bebop's like the film noir of the three.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it had the jazz aspect too. So it was, I mean, if Cowboy Bebop would be like a later timepiece in some ways with the with its style. So Trigun would be very much a direct tribute to the classic Western. Cowboy Bebop would be a later one with some of the darker themes to it, as well as the whole explanation of, you know, him winding down in life. Whereas Trigun was an affirmation of life. Cowboy Bebop was him winding down. Outlaw Star was more a tribute of that middle age Western, where he's kind of like almost John Wayne in some ways, where you have the boy coming of age, Hilda being the John Wayne figure in this one, like the passing of the torch kind of deal. So you have her.
Goddamn fucking dog.
So is she referring to Zell? So the.
She should be, but she's about to be afraid of me because I'm going to eat the little bitch.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to Zell. Anyway, sorry. Now I lost my train of thought. But yeah, but the Outlaw Star chose the widest range of exploration. You had the bad guys there with the Tao priests, and you had the weaponry and so on. The ship designs were just so weird to it. But I love that coming of age aspect. I love the Kataro. You know, this is the one with the biggest emphasis, I think, on diversity of alien type, because you have other species in this one more than you do in Trigun.
Yeah. I was gonna say, hell, this one you've got something that looks directly like a cactuar from Final Fantasy that mind controls people.
Yeah. But Outlaw Star, for some reason, never caught on as much as the other two. Like, Trigun, huge fan base. Cowboy Bebop, massive. I mean, it's considered probably the greatest anime ever made. I mean, it's still ranked. I mean, if it's not number one, it's probably number two at the lowest on when you talk about anime of all time. Outlaw Star kind of gets forgotten about. It's the trio. It's the third part of the trio that people kind of didn't pay as much attention to.
It's the middle child.
Yeah.
And well, the thing is, Outlaw Star has a pretty good, like, because Cowboy Bebop, everybody knows. Trigun, plenty of people know. Outlaw Star has, like, almost a cult following.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, and what's funny, too, is I like Outlaw Star more than I do Trigun. Like, of the three series,
Same.
Trigun is my least favorite. Mainly because of Vash. Lots of people love Vash. I know. I found him. I'm just like, no.
You're not a fan.
The sad part is I know people in real life that are like Vash.
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry.
Weird. No, not you, Sparky. Actually, no. But I knew people in college that were weird, goofy, off the wall like Bash, but could be really serious if they had to be.
Oh no, that's fine. Like I don't mind that aspect of his character. Oh no, the whole like.
Are you talking about the whole fighter, like the good and evil thing?
No, I don't like the whole pacifism thing. Like the theme, the thing that I don't like about Trigun is the whole theme of This is something I have against Undertale as well. This is not just Trigun, but the whole like I should be able to save everyone aspect. It's like I like Wolfwood. Wolfwood was the best character in that show.
Yes,
because he had an
predetermined.
Yeah, he had an arc. He started out as ruthless killer, and he grew to okay. You know what? I should be a better man. And eventually he dies.
Starts hitting on Meryl.
Yeah, and that was hot.
I can't believe I remember her.
No, it wasn't Mel. It wasn't Mel. It was Millie.
It was the other one. Millie. Yeah.
Millie. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cute. Like I'm pretty sure those two hooked up.
Oh yeah.
And that was good. And but he had an arc, and that was good. Vash, again, I don't like that whole pacifism thing. I'm okay with the goofy, goofball hidden badass trope. That's fine. I like that.
Does random shit, but it actually pays off. So
yeah, I'm okay with that. I actually like that trope. It's just I don't like the pacifism. Just nope. Just not. That's a deal breaker for me, theme wise, because pacifism is so stupid. Like as a philosophy, it doesn't work.
Well, even if you talk to actual Buddhists, I remember hearing the story of a monk and a young initiate watching a drunk man heading towards the river, and it was a rapid river. The initiate kept walking up and trying to stop the man and was failing. The monk came up and knocked his ass out. Because it wasn't so much an act of violence as an act of he needed to be stopped or he was going to hurt himself.
Yeah. See that I'm okay with. Yeah, sometimes that is justified to save the person's life. Yeah, so they don't do something they'll regret when they're not drunk.
Right.
I subscribe to the non-aggression principle. So you don't punch me, I won't punch you back. I'm not going to start violence, but you come at me, I'll murder your ass. It's like sorry, like you try to kill me, I'm going to kill you first. You're done, son. But I don't start that. Like that's not something I'm going to. I don't go around saying, "Yeah, come at me, and I'll kill you." I was like, no, it's just like if you were trying to take my life, no, sorry, I'm going to make. I'm not going to allow that. That's not good. And Bash's pacifism is just that it's so irrational. I don't like that they made that. I mean, Knives is a good villain because given the abuse he suffered, him saying, "Yeah, I'm going to kill the bad guys, and the bad guys are all the humans." Ha 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 ha. That was fine. But I don't know. That Vash's counterpoint to it was just weak.
Yeah, I'm with you. The way that they portray pacifism in some cases is the guys are coming up, they have guns, they're like, give us all your money and everything, and they're just like, okay, whatever. All right, I'm going to slap you around and you're going to accept it. And they're like, yeah, okay, whatever. And it's like, that's not realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dumb.
Yeah. Vash wasn't a robot. Now, he had a prosthetic arm, but that was about the end of it. He was an what you said, an alien, a plant.
Yeah. He grew from inside the power plants that they used.
Which were a species of aliens that they humans found for a power source, basically.
Right.
Spoiler alert for those of us who haven't seen it.
So I think they go more in depth on it in the manga too. I still need to read the manga.
I'm like Tyro. I got to a point with Trigun that I'm just like, you know what? I cannot put up with this kind of bullshit, and literally just kind of stopped watching.
I see. I like the animation, and again, Wolfwood was good, so I stuck with it.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta get going, guys. Thanks for having me on, though. It's food time problem. For me.
Okay.
All right, go get your food done. We're not going to stop you.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to cook a dog.
You're gonna have a teeny weeny then.
Oh yeah, Tyro, you'll know the recipe of bok no mo.
I do.
You should. You're Asian. All you do is you get a grill, get it nice and hot, get your dog bok no mo.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, in World War II, when the communists took over after World War II, a lot of mainland Chinese learned how to, eat man's best friend because, man's best friend is best served warm.
Exactly. But on top of that, like, the thing that I can't judge is I understand that there's an overpopulation, because people need to learn to please spay and neuter your pets. Thanks.
Yeah. We should clearly donate our pets to starving third world countries so they can eat them.
You leave cats alone.
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna go and get food, guys. Yep. Thanks for having me. Outlaw Star is amazing.
I like it. Yeah.
Oh wait, Sparky, will you do the thing for me before I go?
She waited until the very last.
I cannot pull up the soundboard right now. It will screw up OBS. I've tried it. I am sorry. I am sorry.
Look at it this way. Next week, I will make Sparky do that for you twice. Okay, to make up for this week.
You can't make him do shit. Okay.
I know him in real life. I know where he lives. I can.
He does.
I got your back, all right?
So Antoine and Ishtar both know where I live, and they can't make me do jack shit.
We're in.
You won't have a show without me, Let's put it that way.
Now KG, on the other hand, he's my good boy. He bribed me for good boy points, so he might be able to speak me into a couple of, maybe minor murdering favors. Just cause.
Just cause.
I still remember the bribe. That was a really, really nice bribe. So I got your back. You're a good boy.
I love you, honey.
But anyway, I'm gonna go get food, Sparky. Fuck your OBS.
I'm sorry.
You denied her the beauty of Crispin Freeman.
No, it's just a la carte. Even if any of you did any a la carte lines, I might be a little not as tingly, but I might be going like, oh, that makes me happy on the inside.
Let me.
So how?
See how this works.
How often does anti-hero?
How do you think anti-hero wooed me?
Okay, I was about to say, wait, he plays a vampire. I think I know where that went. Oh,
no, he plays a fuck-mothering vampire.
Oh, yes, there we go.
Oh, sorry. Anyway,
give me a second.
Anti-hero's such an asshole.
Give me a second.
You're gonna do the thing for me.
We're gonna see how. Don't do that. We're gonna see how this works.
We'll know why.
Yeah.
Because Kadund has demands.
Yes. Womanly needs.
The power of the breast can tell you.
There you go, Kadund. Here you go, Kadund.
Now, Luke Valentine, it's time to educate you on how a real vampire does battle.
Oh, that's a good one.
Now, I don't know how that's gonna affect OBS.
You're ruining it, Sparky. Hold on. Let me ride this wave, boy. Alucard. All right. Anyway, thanks. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to affect it because this player also plays for the microphone. So when it plays through both the speakers and the microphone. So it's probably got to echo when you play it back.
I was going to say, it sounded okay for me.
Yeah, it sounded fine to me.
It's going to sound okay for us. I'm talking about the stream. Because it's outputting to both my mic and the audio. So, back on Outlaw Star, so we can kind of wrap this up.
Yep.
I always seen Outlaw Star as a space fantasy, and that's kind of where it always hit me at. And that's the premise of why I liked it. And, I mean, they don't go through the traditional space mumbo jumbo like all these other shows do, like Star Trek or, Stargate or Star Wars. I mean, they have their own unique system with, like, the ether drives and the Munchausen drive, which is the name of the engine.
Lines.
Yep. Well, not the ley lines. It's the Munchausen drive is the type of the engines that they use in the ships to be able to go into ether streams.
Subspace.
Well,
Ether streams, yeah.
Yeah. And they have their own terminology for it, and I find that very cool. They don't really go deep into it, but it's cool that they have their own thing, and they just don't rip off everyone else.
They kind of make it their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way that they're implemented too, it's like propellers on a ship almost. Because if you notice on the back of the XGP and every other ship, they have what looks like propellers on the back of it. And it's because of those engines. That, the fact of, the grappler ships, just the tech aspect of it kind of gets me too. That's one of the premises of why I like some of these shows. Trigun, you kind of had that. Cowboy Bebop, not really. It's basically
ship shoot.
Yeah.
In Outlaw Star, it's ships getting the freaking wrestling matches.
Yeah. But, I mean, I really can't put anything else onto the series except for, I mean, it's one of my favorites growing up.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, unless anyone...
I named my avatar after it.
Yeah. Gene Starwind is a memorable character.
Yeah. Well, who are your favorite characters in there? Like, who's everyone's favorite character in Outlaw Star?
I like Gene.
Say it ain't so.
With a last name like mine, what do you expect?
Yeah.
For me,
like I said before, I've only ever seen like 2 episodes, and it's one more series I got to knuckle down and watch.
Got to put one more on the bucket list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crunchyroll has it, I think.
Oh, I gave them a site that you can watch all these shows on. It's a streaming site, kind of like YouTube.
It's completely legal, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I just need to...
It's not a BitTorrent site. You don't download them. It's the videos are already uploaded to the site. You can go through and watch them. How they have all 500 episodes of both the sub and dub of Naruto.
Wow.
Christ. I remember when that show started.
They have thousands. They have thousands of animes of both sub and dub, plus cartoons, OVAs, and movies. And I'll give you a link. I'll give you a link to it, Tyro, once we're done, and you can check it out. And it's but yeah, I mean, I really can't add any more to it. Anyone else?
Well, once again, like I said,
no.
I've got to knuckle down and actually watch it.
No.
My favorite...
Answer your question. I never got a chance to. I have to say it's Jim and Gilliam are my favorite.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with Aisha Clan. She was my favorite. I just liked her style.
Who are you calling an animal?
Yeah. I would say second place. Let's see. Second would probably be Twilight Suzuka.
Okay, here's a random question for the 3 of you. Most memorable scene.
Ooh, I got it. I got mine.
Yeah, when someone says Outlaw Star, what is the first scene that pops into your head?
It's when you're first introduced to Hazanko and he's talking to the On-10-7 and he goes, "We must seal Gene Starwind's fate." And he does the hand motion. That's the first thing I think of when I think of it.
All right. Sparky?
Cast a gun. Cast a gun scene, the first one.
Okay. Tyro?
I think I have the same scene in mind. The Sparky, the Taoist priests the Dow priests are coming at him. So Gene Starwind loads the caster gun as like they launch a spell at him. It's like him and Jim are facing off against them in like a farmhouse or something. The Dow priests launch a spell, so Gene counters with the caster gun, and the way it just shoots out and just cancels the thing out.
I have a GIF of the scene I'm talking about, and it's where he's in the back of the car. And he's going to the farmhouse, and he fires in and takes the Dow priest at this one right here. And it's where he fires and takes the guy that's chasing after him out.
That one.
Okay, yeah, that one's good. I think of the farmhouse scene more than that one though. But the caster gun is a huge part of it. Yeah.
I have for a second place. I do have whenever you hear the first Taoist go, Pagawa Santa, Pagawa Santa, Pagawa Santa, Pagawa Santa. The first time you hear them chanting.
Yeah. And it never changes.
And of course, the best scene is Asia Clan in the volcano spa, topless.
Yeah, we covered that.
I covered that. I covered that entire episode by myself.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that episode was honestly kind of weak because that was just it felt like filler, but it was.
It was fan service. It was the entire show was like no fan service. Maybe a little bit with Melfina in the tube if you're into that. But other than that, that was the only episode they just went whole hog fan service.
And it's the only episode, too, that they kind of went in depth of the caster guns and the shells.
Yeah.
So with that, we're going to go ahead and end this episode off here. Next week, we're going to be talking about Big O. So...
Oh, my God.
Yep.
Anyone wants to talk about it, they're more than welcome to come on. I have no problem bringing people on if they've seen the show, like the show, and want to talk about it. So keep that in mind if you want to talk about it next week, Tyro.
No, Big O is actually on Netflix, right?
Yes, I think so.
I don't know if it's on Netflix or not, but I think it's on one of the streaming sites.
And adults, I think Adult Swim sometimes still has it streaming now and then too.
Yeah, I think so.
Because that's another one that I have yet to see, and yet I hear from everybody. It's like, you got to see it, you got to see it. It's like, all right. Big O
is a 24-episode show. There is a big difference between Season 1 and Season 2 in art style animations.
But that's for next episode, Sparky.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I know. But next week's Big O. And with that, we were joined here today by... KillrGruve, Starwind, and two guests, Cadunt and Tyro, and I want to thank them all for joining me for this. I can't do these episodes without them. And with that, go ahead and say in pieces, and I'll cut the stream.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye. Oh.
Until next time. It'll be
I think
showtime.
you're already off air.